Good evening, folks. Ken Hovind here in the crew at Dinosaur Adventureland in lovely Lenox, Alabama. Was it beautiful out there today or what? Man, beautiful down here. Low 80s. Wonderful. Come on down to Dinosaur Adventureland. We believe the Bible is true, and God should get the glory for his creation. We're on live on Rumble. Our YouTube channel is Genesis Baptist Church on YouTube. Ken Hovind Official on Odyssey. And on Facebook. Was that still Ken Hovind Official, Randall? Yeah. Yep, Ken Hovind on Facebook. So tell your friends to follow us someplace. We've got a lot to teach. Tonight we're going to do Whack an Atheist, March the 1st, 2023, with Mr. Neil DeGrasse Tyson. He needs whacked. He believes he came from a rock 4.6 billion years ago. We're going to straighten him out. By the way, I'll debate him anytime, okay, on a fair, equal platform. Where is the evidence for evolution? He just states that it's true. No. Where's the evidence? Claiming it's true doesn't make it true, okay? I'd like to see the evidence. Neil, I'll debate you anytime and any other professor you would like, okay? Where I'm of the position there is no evidence whatsoever for the evolution theory. It's the dumbest religion in the world. Okay, so St. Patrick's Day coming up March 17th in 16 days. If you want to do that, we're going to honor the missionaries. If you're a missionary, come on to Dinosaur Adventureland. And then April 1st, an international worldwide holiday, April 1st, April Fool's Day, National Atheist Day. You believe you're an atheist. If you're an atheist, you believe there's no God, you're a fool. Okay, God said it, I believe it. Okay, and it's true, by the way. April 16th, the anniversary of us getting this property. If you want to come for DAL homecoming, anniversary 7 years ago. We got this with just nearly nothing here, big mud puddle, and it's been amazing watching it come together. There's still a few muddy spots, guys. Still a few dusty spots. We're not done yet, but it's come a long way in 7 years. Come see us, have a wonderful meal, have a fun time here at Dinosaur Adventureland. You can help us reach the whole world if you'd like. You can subscribe to our channel, tell others about us, share it, whatever that all means, and just do it, okay? We've given hundreds of tours, gave 2 today. Is that guy still here taking pictures?
He's out there having a blast. Yeah.
Well, I told him in front of everybody, I said, look, we've had probably 7 reporters come here. All of them smile and take pictures, and they write the horrible reports about us. I said, I don't trust you guys at all, okay? I think most of them, when they're done, they lie through their teeth. They're not here to make us to tell the truth. They're here to make us look bad. I told him that in front of everybody, didn't I? Yeah, so we'll see what kind of report he writes. Okay, what was that one we did a couple weeks ago? We recorded 8 people talking, and she twisted everything. The Daily Beast. Yeah, if you believe that article, you're crazy, okay? They're lying. Tell them to call me and do it again. All right, this time live on our channel, okay? Let's see. We give lots of tours. The Real Safari Tour, which I like to give, the Science Center Tour, and the Farm Tour with all our friendly critters, petting zoo type stuff, and the Playground Tour. God said in 6 days, he made everything. That would include dinosaurs. They did not live millions of years ago. Stop lying to the kids about that. Evolution is the dumbest and most dangerous religious cult in the history of the world. It's a mental illness for a grown person to believe they came from a rock, which came from a dot of nothing exploding. Stop and think. Who taught you that? And why were you dumb enough to believe it? I can't believe it. Guy called me today all upset. He said, you believe dinosaurs are turned into birds? I said, that's got to be close to the dumbest thing in the world. He said, but yeah, they are. Dinosaurs turned into birds. Birds are dinosaurs. Okay, you believe what you want, sir. That's stupid, okay? Notice the smile. The fool said in his heart, there's no God. Come take the tour. 255 baptized so far. If you want to help us, you can support our ministry. We're open for free. You know a better place to win souls and earn rewards? By the way, can you tell where that picture is taken from?
Oh, yeah. Right here.
Before this building was here. Yeah, before the church was here. Right, okay. Let's see, who cares? So join the 777 Club. Go to drdino.com and say, I like what they're doing. If you can give $1 a day, $1 a year, God's blessed you want to give more, that'd be wonderful right about now, this time of year. So if you want to help us, that's great. Make any checks to CSE. Okay, our excavator got stuck in the mud and we gave up. It's a lost cause. So we really need a long-reach excavator. They're $60,000, $70,000. If you got one in your backyard doing nothing, send it down. We'll take it. We'd like to buy it real cheap, by $50. Let's see. Okay, get our seminar series, The Age of the Earth, and all that stuff, and a woe series, What on Earth is About to Happen, and come visit Dinosaur Adventureland. You're welcome to come. It's a blast around here. Okay, Whack an Atheist Wednesday with Dr. Kent, the Science Gent. Yes, it's free. Tons of fun. Come on down. Straight north of Pensacola, 70 miles in the itty-bitty town of Lenox. I've been a Baptist preacher 48 years. We're a Bible-believing Baptist church and creation ministry. I've done 318 debates against atheists. Brandon will have 4 next month, right? Scheduled, or this month, on Standing for Truth.
You got one on the 7th, you got one this Friday on Praise I Am. And
Okay.
9 just came in the list. I haven't got to look at it yet.
Okay. Yeah, so you atheists, bring it on, okay? Bring a body bag, though. Let's see. All of them, we'll take out all the atheists together. Baptist is not a cult. I'm a Baptist preacher. It's a Christian campground. Come on down. Nothing to hide here, okay? Whack an atheist is fun, it's fast, it's easy to learn, and it's addictive. It's like the whack-a-mole game. Bam! Here comes another one. You atheists stick your head up and say something dumb. Yeah, dinosaurs turned to birds. Whack, whack, whack. Oh, they did not. All right? Even small children can learn how dumb the evolution theory is and whack them back down with real science. So many atheists, so little time. We just do one at a time. Wake up, guys, wake up. You're going to face God one day. Might be sooner than you think. So, a lot of theories, evolutionists out there tonight. We can do one at a time. So the winner is Neil DeGrasse Tyson. He says evolution really happened. Really. Mr. Tyson, known for his stuff on stars and how everything came from a dot of nothing with the Big Bang. Yes, he says the theory of evolution, like the theory of gravity, is a scientific fact. Neil, I'm sorry, you are wrong. Very, very wrong. We can observe gravity. We don't know what it is, but we can observe it effects, okay? We can't observe any animal producing any other kind of animal. So go back to studying your stars and galaxies. There is no evidence for evolution. He's done all kinds of videos on creationism. They should put the ism on evolution, okay? It's evolutionism, you know, like communism, Nazism, okay? But let me get to this one here, right here, and come over to here and hit play, and then we'll stop and talk about what he says here.
He writes, I visited the Creation Museum purely out of a sense of mystified curiosity. The recorded narration in their planetarium claimed that contemporary astrophysics predicted that certain stars were older than the known age of the universe and cited this problem as evidence against science and for young Earth creationism.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. It's not evidence against science. You guys knock it off. It's evidence against the Earth being billions of years old. You keep trying to include your religion in with the word science. No, evolution is not science, and the Earth being billions of years old is not science. Science is what we can observe, study, and test. You cannot observe billions of years. So right away they try to sneak this stuff in and try to make it look like it's science versus religion. No, evolution is the religion, okay? Don't let them do that to you kids in school, okay? Stop them every time. Say, excuse me, teacher. Science is what we can see. We can't see a dog produce anything other than a dog, or a dog come from an amoeba. That's a religion. But go ahead, sir.
I think this was a real astrophysical problem for a while, but has since been outmoded by better models of stars. I was hoping Neil might tell me a little bit more about the problem and its solution.
Which problem? The problem that a creation museum exists at all?
Ooh, did you get that? He thinks it's a problem that people believe in creation. Neil, I believe strongly in creation. God made everything in 6 days about 6,000 years ago. Why don't you debate me and prove me wrong, okay? Call Standing for Truth. Fair platform. They give equal time. You go first. Give the best evidence you have for evolution. I'll go second. We get equal time. No interrupting. One topic at a time. Bring it on, Neil. You probably got an IQ way up there in the stars. Great. You're still wrong about this one, okay? You got trained at Harvard and Princeton and all that kind of stuff. Good. They brainwashed you, Neil, okay? The Earth is not billions of years old, and it's okay for a creation museum to exist. We have one here, and we love it. And you're welcome to come take a tour for free. Come on down. Go ahead. He said, which problem? The fact that this museum exists? Right.
I think the problem is like a creation museum. I think what it is it's pointing to some outdated model of understanding science.
Yes, okay, so let's unpack all of that.
Yeah.
So actually I have nothing specifically against a creation museum.
Sure.
Just keep it out of the science classroom.
I have nothing particularly against your religion of evolution, but keep it out of the science classroom, Neil. Evolution is a religion. It's not part of science. We see dogs produce dogs and cows produce cows. That we see. We don't ever see anything other than that. So evolution is the religion that ought to be out of the science classroom, Mr. DeGrasse Tyson.
Right.
We live in a free country. People could say whatever you want about whatever. That's
just like the Batman Museum is not accurate.
That's what it means to be
fun.
Free, right? Just don't confuse it with actual science.
Don't confuse your evolution religion with actual science either, Neil. Evolution is a religious belief. You've been brainwashed in it very thoroughly, but it's not science. I don't know how to get you guys to see that. Anyway, I'll keep trying.
Yeah.
So back, when was it? In the 90s, there were measurements, this is before Hubble settled all these questions, the Hubble telescope, that is. We had measurements of the oldest stars, and they were coming in, 18 billion years old.
Okay. How do you measure a star to be 18 billion years old? I understand about the redshift and how it's supposed to work, the Doppler effect and all that stuff, but you telling me this star is sending a signal saying I'm 18 billion years old? Or how exactly do you tell 18 billion years on a star? This is not possible. You guys are brainwashed yourself and tried to brainwash everybody else. Insane. But go ahead.
And measurements of the age of the universe, that was coming in at about 15 billion years old.
How do you measure the age of the universe? Neil, I went through on my videotape number 1 all kinds of scientific ways to prove it cannot be billions of years old, like the ink pen I talked about the other night. If I said a Bic pen was 5,000 years old, I showed 10 different ways to prove that's not true. There's lots of ways to prove the universe cannot be billions of years old. The sun's burning up 4 or 5 million tons of fuel per second. You go back in time and add 4 or 5 million tons to the sun's weight, pretty soon the mass increases, the gravity increases, and it starts sucking all the planets in. Just the sun burning up all that fuel indicates it cannot be billions of years old. You're dreaming, okay? The Earth is spinning, but it's slowing down 1,000th of a second a day. It's why we have a leap second. We know why. Tidal friction, Coriolis effect, internal friction with the magma inside. We know why. The lunar drag from the moon. They know why. The Earth is slowing down. Nobody argues about that. That means it used to be going faster. How far back in time could you go at 1,000th of a second per day till you got a problem with the Earth? You can't say it's billions of years old. You're dreaming. It's not physically possible. We cover 30 or 40 some of those on my seminar part 1. I suggest you watch that. So you don't look at a star and tell how old it is. You see a red shift and you guesstimate based on that red shift, and that could be caused by several things, the Doppler effect. Okay, we cover that on video number 7 of my series. I'm sorry, go ahead.
So it was an unsolved problem in astrophysics.
I don't know, it sounds like God exists when you say that.
You can't be older than your mother, okay?
So the argument was, back in the 90s, some people said the stars are 18 billion, but the universe is only 14 billion. Oh, and he thinks the universe is the mother of the stars. Never mind.
If you want a terrestrial version of that. Each of those that was data obtained by completely independent, separate methods.
Right.
So I was quite happy that they were in the same ballpark, right? 15 billion, 18 billion. Yeah. It's a few billion here or there.
Yeah, you must run for Congress. What's a billion here and there, Yeah, okay.
Cosmically speaking, that difference is small. It's not one that's 1,000 times older than the other.
Yeah.
Then somebody's not doing something right. Okay.
Right.
So a few billion years on 15 billion years was a problem to be solved, but it made much sexier headlines to talk about than
So scientists were like, this all seems pretty reasonable with more accuracy.
Yeah, that's how we were dealing with it. And everyone's like, oh my gosh, how did you, because what they weren't considering what we call error bars. Error bars are you make a measurement and what is the uncertainty of that number? The uncertainty in the 15 billion year age of the universe was plus or minus 2 billion years. You see these error bars now, these uncertainty numbers in election polls, right? Yeah. So they became familiar to people. What is the margin?
Now people understand that it's like, maybe it's 13 billion, maybe it's 17.
Maybe it's 17. And now you have the 18 billion year old star that could be, that was 18 plus or minus 2. Yeah. So the overlap in that,
it's fine.
It's fine.
Reasonable. And so the Creation Museum uses science from the 90s to prove that science is wrong.
Well, right. So it's all wrong.
No. They're using scientific indicators that indicate the Earth cannot be billions of years old. And I got a phone call I got to take tomorrow or later on. So don't blame the Creation Museum. They do a great job up there, okay? And they keep up to date, not just science from the 90s. I tell you, every farmer today, go interview the farmers today, March 1st, 2023. Ask any farmer in the world, have you ever seen a chicken produce a non-chicken or come from a non-chicken? No. You ever seen a cow produce a non-cow or come from a non-cow? No. Do you believe cows came from an amoeba? No. That's today. That's today's science. They're all producing after their kind, just like God said they would.
And the fact is, that in a young universe, as what is put forth by creation folk.
First of all, Neil, 6,000 is not young. It's hard to remember 150 years ago when Abe Lincoln was president. That's a long time. This whole country started the revolution, 1776. What's that? 250 years ago? That's a long time. Columbus was running around trying to find this place 500 years ago. 6,000 is a long time. Columbus was like a lot of people I know. When he left, he didn't know where he was going. When he got there, he didn't know where he was. When he got back, he didn't know where he'd been. A lot of people like that these days. That's 500 years ago. That's a long time. The Vikings running around trying to kill people 1,000 years ago. 6,000 is not a young universe, Neil. It's a really old, it's a long time. Plenty of time to account for everything we see.
That is a universe that's not, it's 6,000 years, no more than 10,000. It's in the thousands, not billions.
Right.
So these are apples and oranges going on here. So, by the way, it's possible to have an error bar, an uncertainty range that is completely out of whack. That would mean there's a systematic error in your data. Okay,
like the way that they thought they created fast tachyons, or no?
Yeah, that was they found particles in the Switzerland that were traveling faster than light, and either it was a blunder or they were actually traveling faster than light. And we've never ever seen or measured anything travel faster than light, which meant it was probably a blunder.
Right.
We've never ever seen a cow produce a non-cow or come from a non-cow either. So you really got a blunder, because your charts show the cow coming from an amoeba, don't they? You got a real big blunder there. Go ahead.
It turned out it was a blunder, just a complete blunder, and that happens. So back then it was a fascinating story. So right now the universe is about 14 billion years. The ages of stars all match up. We have better measurements of what goes on inside of stars. That all got resolved. Hubble helped out mightily in that. So that's all that was going on there.
So now everything makes perfect sense. All right.
Okay, that's Mr. Neil deGrasse Tyson. I was going to play one more, Randall. Let me see. To do that, I have to click out of this and go back to, I'll tell you what, it might be too complicated for me to handle. He's got all kinds of videos. Okay, I will take on any of Neil deGrasse Tyson's videos on, if you skeptics out there watching my channel, I know you love to watch my channel, okay? Because you think I'm so handsome or whatever. But you give me anything you want that he says that you think is science, I will refute it or share with you the truth. The fact is very simple. God made this world. There's no other logical explanation. It's too complicated. I think it's too complicated to say nobody made this ink pen. I bet there was human intelligence involved. I don't know who. I don't need to know who. It's obvious somebody designed it. Just the lid to the pen had a designer, didn't it? And you think one cell in your body, which is 1 trillion times more complex than this, you think nobody designed it? You're certifiably insane. Okay, Randall, sorry we can't do questions. I like it, live questions, but best we can do until we get better internet. That's coming when, in the year 2084 or something? Yeah. We're trying, folks. We're really trying. Thank you for joining us. Tell your friends about our different channels we're on. And while we fight the YouTube battle, go to the other channels and tell them. We're getting all the old videos posted back up there so you can watch anything you want. Call me if you'd like to talk to me, 855-BIG-DINO, extension 3. I take calls all day long. Got to take this